Hello everyone, Colvin here. Today we're going to be looking at Dimir Them Bones. So I'm sure you've seen this deck before. It's essentially just Dimir. Resurrection. With a twist. So, Maw of Flames is one of our main win conditions, but I don't run any red sources for mana. Because, honestly, I don't want to hardcast him ever. The deck, it's pretty straightforward. 4 Stitcher Suppliers, ditch stuff in the graveyard. 4 Dust Legions, because draw a card, lose a life. It's not that bad. We want to be going through our deck as fast as possible and getting all of our key cards. So it's a good card. Pretty good target for Blood for Bones as well. Chart of Course. Once again, you just want to keep going through your deck. You want to discard any key cards that are in your hand that you want in your graveyard. 4 Thought Erasure, because if you're running Dimir and you're not running 4 Thought Erasure, why? 3 Tyrant Scorn. This card, it's a pretty good early game removal card, especially against aggro decks. You can pretty much hit any target they play. If they got a big threat out, return it to their hand. It's also, I've used it before to return one of our key cards on the field to our hands when we don't have a resurrection spell like Blood for Bones, so you can replay it late game, like Agent of Treachery, for example. Timebound Lich, really good card. Death Touch plus Lifelink. When you play it and when it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card and discard a card. You need life for this deck. Not much, but you need to get a little bit of life going just for, mainly against aggro decks. And he's a solid blocker. A 1/3 with Death Touch. Yeah. 4 Blood for Bone. One of the core cards of the deck. You essentially are going to be using it to get your key cards from your grave to the field, but I love the fact that you can also use it to essentially flash cards. Massacre Girl. You play her, you kill the field, hopefully. Massacre Girl can really help in the situations where things are getting a little out of control. We have a lot of cards like Dust Legion and Stitcher Supplier with 1 toughness, so you can, additionally have those on the field before you play Massacre Girl just to make sure you're killing everything. 2 Bondo Revival. This card can win the game for you, essentially. If you have Maw of Flames in the graveyard and you Bond a Revival, you're playing Maw of Flames with haste. That's 11 damage to the face, more than likely. And you're probably going to wipe, a Planeswalker or 2 or some creatures that are getting on your trouble while you're attacking with it. 2, Connive Concoct. This card, it's, turn 4, gain control of a Thief of Sanity. Or turn 5, ditch some cards in your graveyard with Surveil. Resurrect something. 2 Agent of Treachery. Steal your opponent's things. It's good. I love Agent of Treachery. And, it's my main target. If I don't have Maw of the Flames in the grave, I'm usually going for Agent of Treachery so I can steal, I don't know, a Teferi or anything, really, because you gain control of target permanent. So if you want to steal your opponent's lands, go right ahead. Steal their lands. Scholar. An important key part of this deck is Scholar. Being able to bring, my resurrection spells back to my hand if I've accidentally ditched them with, like, Stitcher Supplier helps a lot. It also helps the fact that I can play her by resurrecting her, more than likely, and then just bring that resurrection spell back to my hand along with something else. Maw of the Flames is Maw of the Flames. He is a win condition, and I want to get him in the grave as soon as possible so I can Bond a Revival and win. The land base, it's pretty simple for a Dimir deck, 4 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Watery Graves, 10 Swamps, 5 Islands. I do have a sideboard for this deck, but I'm mainly going to be playing this in a couple of best of ones, but I'll go ahead and show you the sideboard. 3 Negates, because I don't want my opponent to do things sometimes. Thief of Sanity is there to do some early game pressure against control decks, and being able to fly over, most things. More than likely he's going to get destroyed, but if I can get him out there and I can get a hit, I can disrupt my opponent. We all know how Thief of Sanity works. It's an amazing card, and I think it deserves a spot in the sideboard. 3 Unmoored Ego. Get rid of Nexus of Fate. Unmoored Ego can help with that. It helps with the Scape Shift Field of the Dead deck. Just Unmoored Ego, Field of the Dead. Because you can choose a card name. So, yeah. So I would get rid of Field of the Dead with that, or you can get rid of Scape Shift. Either way, it works. Ritual of Soot, when you get those aggro decks that are just pounding away at you, it's really nice to just have a board wipe. I don't mind, my Timebound Liches, Dust Legions, and Stitcher Suppliers being destroyed by it because of my resurrection spells. 2 Immortal Sun. Mainly for those Planeswalker control decks. Immortal Sun, it helps us get through our deck faster if we play it. It makes our creatures a little bit tougher, and it stops Planeswalkers. We're not running any Planeswalkers. Yeah, we get steal some, but not going to steal them if I have Immortal Sun out. So that's the deck tech. Let's jump into a couple of best of ones and see how it goes. I really think this deck is fun. And I think if anyone else out there is playing a similar version of the deck or this version, I think you'll have a lot of fun as well. Just being able to just have all these options. That's a bad hand. We're going to mulligan. Also, not the best hand, but we'll keep it. I'm going to go ahead and just throw a Swamp back. Hopefully, we can draw some type of blue source. Okay. Well. Sometimes this happens. It's just the way magic works. Still no blue source. Okay. But we're drawing. Okay. Well, we're gonna get in for 1. We're drawing all our key cards. If we could just get that blue source. It's still not blue source. Okay, dinosaur deck. This could get out of hand. Oh, thank you. Drowned Catacomb. Let's do... Wait, Timebound Lich here? Thought Erasure. I think we're going to Thought Erasure here. Oh my. Oh my. One of the shifting Ceratopses. Oh dear. That hand. So, things aren't looking too good for us right now. Yep. Huh. I guess we'll just play a Timebound. We're gonna get rid of Agent of Treachery. Play this and Stitcher Supplier. The fact that he has so many of those Ceratopses in his hand, like, that's insane. Oh man, he drew a Carnage Tyrant. Whew. This is not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun at all. That will block. Dreadmaw? No Dreadmaw. So We can't steal the Ceratops because it's hexproof from blue. Well, protection from blue. Huh. Let's play Agent. We're gonna put Zealot back in hand. And we're gonna steal the Ripjaw here. That's the only option I can see, really. And even then, he can Rabid Bite, have Carnage Tyrant kill the Ripjaw. But we'll get a draw off of it. So maybe we'll draw something. Not exactly what we wanted. I'm assuming he gave him trample. Yep. This is gonna hurt. Yeah, we're just gonna take it. Another Thought Erasure. Honestly, I think we're just gonna have to Blood for Bones here. Stitch Supplier back in hand. Steal the Knight. Just to have something to block with. No attacks. This is a spicy field. Yeah. Let's absorb. We'll absorb all of it. From that one at least. Take 5. So Agent isn't the best card right now. Okay. I'm pretty sure we're done. One. Block one of those. 2, 7. Yeah. Yep, he's got it. No point in prolonging. Alright, let's try another one. That was a very ideal hand for him against me. 3 shifting Ceratopses. Good thing I got rid of 1, but I mean it didn't matter at that point when you can drop all that down on me. And a Carnage Tyrant. Whew, this is fine. Swamp and go. Okay. Well, let's see what's in your hand while we can. Mono blue. Curious Obsession. And I hate that I'm getting rid of this, but well, we could chart a course next turn. We don't have a resurrection spell. It's probably best to keep it. and just chart a course next turn anyway. He probably wants to flash in. No, chart a course. That makes sense. Okay. I almost want a Thought Eraser again. Yeah, we're gonna Thought Eraser again. Just in case. Let's get rid of... the Wizard's Retort. Keep that on top. The only problem is his Merfolk Trickster could hit Agent of Treachery when I summon it. So I have to be careful with that. I almost took that, but his hand is just so good. Like, the Tempest Gens, I should have probably taken one of those, but there were so many options. Alright. So we are going to chart a course. Dread Maw of Grave. Play Stitcher Supplier. And hope we can draw 2 more lands. Yeah. At least I got rid of his draw power. Not what I wanted to see. We're just gonna Stitcher Supplier here and probably discard more of our lands. Yep. Yep. Could have used all this. Swing in for 1. Yep. Okay. Pretty sure we won't have... even if we draw 2 lands back to back, at this point he probably has another counter spell in his hand. Yeah. 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're on a 2-turn clock at this point. And he's got us. Well, that's just sad. We had everything ready, but no lands. Alright, well, 3rd time's the charm, right? Alright, let's try this again. Better? Okay. I'm fine with this. We're starting with 3 lands, so that's good. Okay. So do we Dusk Legion here? Or do we Thought Eraser? I'm a Thought Eraser, just to see what he's playing. Okay. Lots of tasty treats. Legion War Boss. Throw that away. So, mono red goblins. I've never played this deck, like, actually played it, but I played against it a few times. It can be pretty good. It's not as fast as typical mono red, but it can deal a ton of damage. Yep. Alright. Let's stitch your supplier first. We gotta get something in our graveyard. No targets. We gotta swing in here. See if he blocks. I doubt he will. He wants all of his goblins. Yeah. Okay. I'll get rid of Watery Grave. So at this point, we're gonna have to blood for bones. We'll hit Stitcher Supplier just in case we can get something good. Okay. So we'll get Scholar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. We'll add Timebound Lich back to hand. And now, what do we want? Tyrant Scorn. And blood for bones. So I'm essentially being able to recycle blood for bones and get another card as well. No attacks. So hopefully we can get something like Dreadmaw. Okay. I think it's bad luck that every time I've won so far, it's been from a possible disconnection or concede. I'm assuming he just wasn't drawing anything. I'll play one more. One more. Let's see how things go. Yeah, this is fine. Turn 2 Thought Erasure, turn 3 Lich, discard Maw of Flames, and hopefully turn 4 bring Maw of Flames to the field. Alright. Let's see what you're playing. Probably... Oh, okay. We're definitely getting rid of that Risen Reef. Bond of Revival, keeping that on top. Might be a little greedy. But if we can Maw and Bond, that would be nice. Alright, let's get Timebound Lich. Get rid of Maw. Mainly because since he has that Lava Coil in hand, he can possibly just... Yeah, he's going to Lava Coil the Lich. So I don't have a way to sack something with blood for bones. So now my only hope is to hit turn 5 Bond of Revival. Which I think we're going to definitely do it. Okay. And Bond of Revival. Maw. Attack. We'll deal 4 to that, 3 to that. And then 7. And that is how powerful Bond of Revival is with Maw of Flames. Turn 5, 11 damage. I mean, yeah, it's turn 5, but that's still 11 damage. And now he's thinking, what do I do? And unfortunately that's not enough. So we just gonna attack in. That. And we win. So, Bond of Revival puts your opponent on a 2-turn clock unless they've somehow gained a ton of life or have flyers that can block. It's good. I'm glad we could end that with a bang. Well guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to continue watching me, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be playing some more things. I promise I will be getting to my Super Friends deck soon. I've also got my Timber Reef deck, a different version of Blood for Bones, more of a Grixis one. Different decks I plan to do in the future as well. I also plan to be doing drafts soon. I do love drafting. I'm not that good at drafting, but I love it. So I definitely plan to do some drafting soon. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye bye.